So I have, oh my gosh, I cannot listen. Y'all don't understand how much I love this lady. I have never met her, but she's amazing. My Capricorn sister, Emma Poin Dujour, and I said it right. And we are talking about our journey and her journey to being a mompreneur and doing it single by yourself. So, and we kind of talked already offline, but I just wanted to start for saying, like, you have inspired me a lot. I don't know how we became Instagram friends,
I know.
but like literally, I don't know what the first thing I said to you, but you have inspired me so much. And I thank you for your energy. Then I found out you were a Capricorn. So I knew that we were
It was
going,
meant to be. That's
it
a
was meant to
friendship meant
be.
to be.
Nothing else to say after that point. But so I just want to start off because I posted something a while ago about my son, and he's 17, and well, he'll be 17 this year, and I had him when I was 17. And I remember being pregnant, and people were telling me, like, my grandmother, God rest her soul, she was just like, "Are you going to drop out? You know, what? How are you going to go to school pregnant? And what are you going to do? You're not going to go to college anymore, and all these things." And I look back at that, and I look at where I am now, and I did it by myself, and I'm really proud of myself. So, did you have like that same experience? Like, what has your journey to just being deciding to be an entrepreneur as a single mom?
I would say that a shift happened for me when I was pregnant and I was getting divorced.
Oh,
I think I knew it was coming, but I asked him for time, and we agreed on time because we were married. And then the baby was 2 months old, and then he was like, "We're done. That's it. 2 months old. I'm not working. I don't have any job perspective. I didn't even really have family here. It was only my younger sister. So it was a mess. And plus, when he announced that to me, I was out of the country. I was in Haiti. And he told me, please, when you're coming, make sure you make arrangement for lodging because we're no longer together. And I was like, what? I was like, what do you want me to do with the baby? He was like, I don't care. Figure it out. Yeah.
no.
Yes. And to me, I think that's the first time I yell as if somebody stabbed me. Because I wasn't thinking about me or him. I
Mm-hmm.
was like, oh my God, I have this child that is my responsibility.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not working. I brought him into this world. I have a duty towards my child. I need to do whatever I need to do. So I came back. I didn't have time to cry. One of my favorite movie is Gone with the Wind. My favorite character is Scarlett because she kept saying, I don't have time. I'll think about it tomorrow. Because I understood really because I don't have time to cry for my marriage. I don't have time to grieve. I don't have to anything except what am I going to do to take care of my child?
Right.
And being the pest that he was at that time, I would have to beg for money. Bear in mind, not working. And my family is in Haiti. So I was always an entrepreneur by heart. So what I started doing is I started cooking. And I had friends that were in business not too far. They were at the car dealership. And I'm like, hey, you guys, you don't have to order food. I'll cook this, and this, and that. And I'll even deliver.
Right.
And
I'll even bring it to you.
I'll deliver. Just make sure you get me 5 or 10 people every day.
Right.
So that was so why because my son wasn't in a daycare. And then finally I got a job. My first job, they were paying me $10.83 per hour. I don't know how I survived that period because my paycheck was literally about when they remove all their taxes, health
Mm-hmm.
insurance was 523 bi-weekly. And
Oh
my
my God.
son's daycare was 125 a week.
So how did you make it?
Listen, I don't know. I mean, from time to time, he would help, but because he was so capricious about what he was like, one day I'll do it, one day I don't, one day. And to me, I've been, how would I said, the system didn't really help. I'm gonna
Yeah.
say it nicely.
Very
Like
true.
I found out that there are ways for men to go on not paying for child support. We should talk about that one day.
Yes.
Because I would tell lady, get your own money. Because if a man wants to be not paying your child support, After a while, I didn't put him on child support. I just wanted him to leave me alone. And I knew that was the only way.
Yeah.
But that's a different conversation. So I was like, you know what? Let me make my own money.
Yeah.
So while I started a new job and all that thing, but still I felt that there was more in me.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like I get bored easily with doing the same thing every day. Like,
Yes.
next.
Yes.
And my brain, because then you kill my brain, you kill my creativity. And I was at work and my boss kept making all these big plans for me. And I was like, no.
Yes.
Not happening because I'm already bored. Like, what's up?
Yes.
So little by little, I was making plans, but never have time.
Yeah.
Because, when you're mom, and I know that not every woman, not every mom think like that, but to me, it's like you cannot put even your dream first or your desires. You have to make sure there's food on the table.
Absolutely.
You have to make sure the bills are paid.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make sure there's a place for you and your child to stay. So I had to keep postponing those dreams until I felt like, okay, I would say secure. Nobody's ever secure, but we're not a good place,
right,
where I can do something else. And he was older because, again, I was a single mom.
Mm-hmm.
And I tell people, I was a single mom to one of those kids, like, they're perfect. Mine wasn't perfect.
No.
I gave birth to a kid that was always sick.
Oh, no.
To the point where they thought he had brain tumor, but that's another story again, because he didn't. It's just a doctor crazy.
Yeah.
So he was sick all the time until finally, I think he was 4 or 5. And I had a doctor tell me, no, I don't know what those people are talking about. Your child has asthma. Yeah. And I was like, what? She was like, that asthma only mostly people from the Caribbean have it when they move to Florida. What?
Like, huh?
Because I don't have asthma.
Right.
So she had to break it down to me, but at least that part. So it took me a while. It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
So, but still, I knew I had a dream in me, and I knew I was built for more. I think most people, that's where you need to find out. Because some people are built for the average, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like some people like to be a housewife. Listen, do you, boo-boo. I don't have any problem with you. I'm just not built that way, me.
Yeah. I'm
built for more.
I can totally agree with you, because I be at work like, this is not my life. I have to be living somebody else's life at this point, because I'm so bored. Like my mom says I was always like that. Even in school, I got in trouble for being out of my seat because I was bored, and you need to give me something to do. And
something challenging, not anything.
Something
challenging. Something challenging my brain.
Yes. And as you said, like I was working and by myself, 17, turned 18. I was so confused and scared, but I always knew, like, I can't be on the, like, it's just something in me. I cannot do this. And I knew that I wanted my son to experience that too. Like, I didn't want him slaving and working for someone for the rest of his life. And I wanted to give him a heads up or a step up. So I honestly get what you're saying. How do you, now that he's older and you're doing all these things, like, does he ever feel like you're not paying him enough attention? I get that from my son. I don't know how to balance it yet.
So to me, this is how it happened for me. Again, because and I don't want to knock out anybody, because like I said, we are each built different. Right. You have to find your value. You have to find your balance. Don't worry about what Lucretia or me are doing.
Right.
Find your balance.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I'm really about Instagram. So when I started my store, that's when we met. When I was selling stuff from Dubai, unfortunately with the pandemic, I was taking a lot of pictures. Mm-hmm. And people had the idea that I go on with a photographer with me. I'm like, no, I'm not balling like that.
Correct.
So what I did is I taught my 10-year-old how to take pictures. So he's always with me. Okay. You're always with me anyway. Be useful.
Thank you. Yes.
And to me, and I'm going to go a step further. Did he always enjoy it? No. Because I'm a perfectionist.
Yes.
After 6 months, I was like, you've been doing this for 6 months. What's up? After a year, I was like, I've been teaching you that for a year. And not only that, I started talking to him like, don't just see you taking pictures of mommy. I'm like, see that you're 10 years old, by 15, 16, you'll have a portfolio. I'm like, God forbid mommy dies. I leave you with a talent. I'm like, child, people are going to pay to be the one to be responsible for you.
Yes.
Because I'm not leaving you begging.
Yes.
Because if you spend 5, 6 years doing the same thing, you develop a certain affinity for it. Mm-hmm. So to me, it allows us to spend quality time, because I tell you a lot of time he's pissed off at me. That's okay. And then we get to spend time together. Now, am I not going to miss some stuff? Yes. Mm-hmm. Because I'm very focused, very driven also. Yeah. And I would say 2 years ago, something took place and I had to take a step back. Because thing was going on, and then I was never aware. And when it finally came down, I was like, where was I, Jesus, when all this was going on? Yeah. So I had to take a step back, and now I set up scheduled quality time. Yeah. And I think that's what you should do. Like for me, Saturday afternoon or night, unless it's something that's urgent, I'm not doing anything that's business related. This is my time to watch TV with my child, converse with my child, and stuff like that. Sunday after church, do not ask me to be anywhere before 4. Yes. Because after we listen to the message, we sit down, we discuss it. And then during the week, if he makes comment that I didn't have time to address, because you know how we are, then that's when I address about the people he hang out with. Do they share your dream? Listen, we're Black. We cannot be certain way. Okay, boo-boo? Because we want, like, things like that. Like, where do you see yourself? Yeah. Okay, God is not Santa Claus. If you want to see yourself somewhere, you need to work for it. Yeah. So, because before, I wasn't doing that. I was always praying, listen to message, praying. But I didn't realize I wasn't conversing with my child as much. Now we converse more. Yeah. And that's where I balance it out. He still take my picture, but we converse more.
Yeah. And what you said on Sundays, because he's now working, he wanted to get a job so that he could buy his own camera equipment. So he's been working, but Sundays is the day that he's off. And, you know, I posted something about our code. He started this code. And when he said it, I was just like, you tripping. He was like, Mom, you drifting. And I was like, what do you mean by that? He was like, we haven't watched TV together. Like, you don't want to go eat with me. And I'm just like, I felt so bad at first, because it's like, what do I do? Like, how do I balance all of this stuff when I'm just trying to make a life for him that he has?
You have to schedule it. Yeah. When I listen to the great, or I would say the people that made it, they schedule everything. Like to me, like I said, unless somebody in my family house is on fire, when I'm spending, because let me tell you why. Who's the most important person in your life?
God.
Beside you, your son.
Yeah, and then God, me.
No, I'm telling.
Yeah.
Beside you.
My son.
Because I'm putting you first, because sometimes as mom also, that's where we err. Yeah. My child is my everything. No, it's not. Yeah. Because if you don't take care of you, of your sanity, of your well-being, then in a way you messed up. You fail as a mom. So that's why I said you first, then him. So to me, if he's beside God and me, the most important person, then I cannot give most of my time to people that are not the most important.
Absolutely.
And also, it's not fair to him that I leave him with the remainder. You know, when you're like, I'm tired, but let's watch TV, and then you...
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I've been guilty of that.
I used to do that, but that's not fair, because all those people raising your kid for you.
Right.
So to me, I schedule. By now, everybody knows. Like, unless it's an emergency, they won't even call me. Then I won't pick up.
Listen, I need to start doing that. I've started putting my phone on Do Not Disturb when we're doing something. When it's just he and I I put my phone on do not disturb, and it's like 4 people that can get through when it's on there, and it's like my mom and my brother, stuff like that. Other than that, it's just me and his time. But I find myself like, our minds are always going, and it's like I'm watching TV, but I'm itching. I'm like, dang, I could be sending that email or posting this thing. But what I did find out is that he has this entrepreneurial spirit now, and that's what he doesn't want to work for anyone for a long term. Did your son start to feel like that once he saw like your grind, or is he like, nah, I don't want any parts of that?
My son is 2 years younger than yours. He's 15. Okay. And he already said he want to start a comic business. He's really into comic. Mm-hmm. He's really big on TikTok to the point that I had to take the phone away. Oh, gosh. Cause I mean, to me, and that's when you have to watch your kid. And I was like, see, you're really talented. Cause my son organically, I mean, I was amazed, was close to 20,000 TikTok follower, and has gone viral many times with comic.
Yeah. My son loves anime, so I have.
Okay, that's the same. That also. So he tried to reproduce in anime, but so to get to your point is, he says, "Mommy, either you build me a business and I inherit, but I'm also going to build my business." And listening to everything people are saying right now about how we're spending a lot of time in degree that I have, I have to pay Navient, I have to pay Nailnet. I don't know if you're in that situation. I do. And I'm like, for what? Yeah. So to me, I would say encourage that spirit, because I encourage it in him. Yeah. Like if I see he's gifted toward an area, I try to veer him in that area. Mm-hmm. Like you said, he was going to get a camera. Mm-hmm. Then you know what? Because there are days he will not feel like it. Yeah. Because discipline is our friend, not our enemy. Mm-hmm. It was a hard lesson for me to learn, especially for people that are creative. Mm-hmm. They hate discipline.
Yeah, I don't.
We don't. Like, we feel like you claustrophobic, like, oh my God. That's why we hate people. That's why we make the best entrepreneur. We don't like people breathing down our neck. Everything picks us off, like, get away from me. But in that instance, discipline is our friend. What I'm saying that is because there will be days where I'll be like, this thing is too difficult. I'm not doing this anymore. Or I better find something else to do. Oh my God. Or when he will try to do something and then it will take a longer time for him to do. Like many times my son was like, I'm done with this thing. Because he sees, sorry, can you see me?
Yes.
Yeah. He sees TikTok like a business.
Yeah.
So many times he'll be like, I'm done with this TikTok thing. People are not this, people are not that. But wow, my picture so low quality, blah, 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 blah. And I'll be like, have you gone and see what somebody maybe more advanced than you is doing? Mm-hmm. Have you practiced? Have you been reading? Like sometimes like, I have nothing to post. I'm like, you didn't read anything.
Right.
So to me, those are the things I would encourage him to do. Even pay a class for him. Because like I told my son, and I think that's how you should see also, if anything happens, I want you to have a gift. Yeah. I want you to have a talent. I don't want anybody to feel like they're doing you a favor if they take you under their wing. Yeah. They should fight to get you. That's how I see it.
So do you show him, like, because we're talking about being a mompreneur and things do not always go our way and we get frustrated and we get irritated. And sometimes I do be like, okay, I'm done with this. I'm not going to do this anymore. But my whole character is I have to see it through. Like I can't stop something midway. Do you show him like those emotions, the ups and the downs of business?
Oh, yeah. I show him because I want him to know what life is really about.
Yeah.
Life is not about winning like they show you in social media. Right. And I always tell him, remember, it's only you and mom, not to make you feel bad, but to make you mature quicker. Yeah. And also, like, for example, when the pandemic hit, business, like my online store was already doing bad because it was only me. Yeah. So I'm the model, I'm the marketer, I'm the this, I'm the that. Plus, I work full time and I'm trying to raise a teenager. I felt like I was losing my mind.
Yes, me too.
And I spent months depressed while buying a house. Like, Yeah, I think if you go back to 2 years ago, you'll be like, there's a whole period I was liking people's posts, but I wasn't posting. I was depressed. And that's why I want to encourage somebody that might be listening to this. God is funny. I
I say
think
that
God
all
is
the
funny.
time. Yes.
How can you be depressed? You're doing business doing bad. We're in the middle of a pandemic and you're buying a house?
Yes.
You're
Oh
buying a
my
house
gosh. Yeah.
while I'm depressed.
Yeah.
Depressed to the point where I cannot even function socially. I just go do my job, leave me alone, help my son. I didn't realize I was that depressed, but I was actually grieving my business, my mental health,
Yeah.
the toll it put on me. So after we bought the house, my son, because remember, it was also a quality time. So, mommy, we're not taking pictures anymore, mommy. So I told him I'm closing down the store. He was like, wait, maybe something will happen. He was more for it. And like you, I hate the sensation of failure. I hate that feeling.
Yes.
Because I'm like, I gave this my all. I mean, I gave it my mental health for real. I've never given a job my mental, but I give my business because it's mine.
Yes.
So I've given my all. I mean, I've made sacrifices. And to me, it was hard for me to make peace with that. So all this time, it took me a while. I was like, but why are you like that? I realized I was grieving, like a pre-grieving.
Yeah.
Because I could see where that was going. And we talked about it many times. We prayed about it. I let him see. And then I think this year, I closed it down. I officially closed it down. I didn't even, I warned him, but then I closed it down. Yeah. But in between, I already started the blog. And what he said was like, God, we are tired of failed business. If this blog is not for you, for us, do not let my mom waste another month, years.
I love him. Yes.
Yeah. And today is actually a year since I started the blog. Today marked actually a year.
Gosh. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Since I started the blog. So to me, let him see it. You know why? Because you're going to overcome this. So when he's going through his own journey, he'll be like, how did my mom handle this again? Because a lot of time now that my son is older, when he's going to think that he doesn't want to talk to us, because that's normal. Yeah. And he'll be like, how did my mom handle this again? And sometimes, like before, whenever something happened to school, I would have to go. Now he's like, don't worry, I'll handle it. Because I remember how you handled it the last time.
Yes.
You know? So to me, it's going to be the same thing in business. He's going to see you being driven, but when things, like you said, don't pan out, he's going to see how you reacted. And you don't have to be strong, because then you're putting a criteria that's so high.
Yes.
And that's why sometimes kids fall into depression, or they start using abuse thing, because you put the pedestal so high. It's like, I can't, I'm a human being. So no, I cry, I get frustrated, I curse, everything.
Me too. And that's why I asked you, because I never want him to feel like, you know how people will say, I never saw my mom cry and she was a soldier and this and this. And me, I didn't even know some of the things that were going on in my house because my mama never told me. I tell him, I'm like, listen, I don't have it. Like, no, today is not a good day. Like all these things, so you can feel me feeling these emotions, and you won't go off and get a wife and think she gonna handle life all strong like your mom pretended.
Not even that, but even for him. Yeah. Like, I think the reason why my son and I, two reasons why my son and I would communicate better now. First of all, I don't know if you know this, but this is, I promised myself, maybe for Mother's Day, I'll do it. Do you know your child's love language?
That's a good question.
It took me 13 years, I would say, to find out my child's love language. And it's just by accident. So I've learned his love language. His love language is word of affirmation and quality time.
I think that's probably my son's too, but I need to
find out. So quality, my son, see, Christmas, he doesn't care about your gift. What are we doing together? Quality time.
Yes, that sounds like
when it's his birthday, he couldn't care less about the gift. what are we doing together? Quality time. So when I was upset at him before, and I would be like, what are you thinking? You're acting dumb. You this, you that, that, that. I was killing him because I didn't know his love language. Mm-hmm. So he was doing worse in school, worse in everything, and shutting down. And then one day I read a Bible passage, and I was like, you know what, Christian? You have greatness in you. And his eyes open up. I have greatness in me? Yes, baby. And I kept saying that. And every time he would be in a situation where he's not supposed to be, I'm like, oh, Christian, how could you do that to God's greatness? How could you? The man invested in you, and that's how you doing it? Yeah. You bringing that type of great when you have greatness in you? I'm like, God is going to have a talk with your child. Yeah. And he's great in pool. And it's like a different kid. Yes. But it's because I learned his love language. Now, to go back to what we're saying, because it's word of affirmation and quality time. So when I expressed all those things to him, when I started talking to him, I would always say, I'm like, Christian, I'm not telling you this to make you feel a certain way. It's because I want you to know about life. Mm-hmm. I want you to know it's okay. And now he's not afraid to tell me his weakness. Well, before he will hide. Yes. Because he didn't feel secure in our relationship, even though he knows I love him, but love doesn't mean I'm secure. Yeah. So he felt, because I'll give him so much word of affirmation, he felt like, you know what? And I'm not afraid to show him my own weakness. Mm-hmm. So he felt like, I can actually trust this lady with my weaknesses. Yeah. And to me, that's the main reason why you should tell him, I'm showing you this so that when you're going through this, you're okay to come to mommy. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. That's the first thing. And when somebody else is going through it, for you not to judge. Because society now, they push the judging of showing people the vulnerability. No. Like many times he'll tell me, I'm like, don't do that, because you have your own weakness. Yeah. They're just different. So definitely, I encourage you to do that with him. He would only become a better person. I never thought about that ever, to learn that. Obviously, when you think about that, you think about like a relationship or something, but that is one of the most important relationships in my life, is the relationship with my son. So Emma, you dropped the jewel on me. I definitely will be doing that. I'm telling you, it's as if I have a new child. Yeah. Because the thing is, because I'm a perfectionist and I want the best for him, like when something happened, I'm like, why would you do this? Why would you do that? Mm-hmm. But the words coming out of my mouth were not helping. Mm-hmm. They were making him feel bad, because his love language is word of affirmation. So imagine the damage I've been doing. Yeah. And then when my language changed, my son started from C and D to A and B. See, I'm not even lying. So we've been talking. You learned your son's love language. You closed a business. You started off a blog. You're divorced and going through a pregnancy, having a child, being left out there by yourself. You're posting on social media. You have a blog, and all of this time, I'm sure everyone on social media thinks she got it together. What do you say to that? I mean, this conversation alone should be like, okay, I can take the mask down and I can fail, I can get up, I can be a mom, I can do all these things. But what would you say, like, when they see you on social media like that? But the thing is, I always tell them, maybe they don't read the caption. No, probably not. No. Because I realize people have a trouble reading lately. They just want to see cute picture. So that's why sometimes I have to put disclaimer, not a cute post. So this is what I said. I've been through my hard time. Mm-hmm. When my son was a baby, there was no TikTok, there was no Facebook. Actually, it was MySpace and High Five. Okay. And I wasn't into the MySpace. I was busy struggling to raise a child. I was eating ramen noodle and grits. Mm-hmm. I don't have time to be posting. But I prayed a lot. And I asked God not to let me lose my faith in myself. Mm-hmm. So that's why I said, when you have it in you, that I need to keep going. I need to keep going. Life will make you doubt it.
Mm-hmm.
You can let go of everything. Just don't let go of that. I'm going to trust myself.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it took me a while. I have survived so many things in life. And each period, yes, I have my best friend who have helped me gone through so much heartbreak, blah, 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 blah. I mean, after my son's father and I got divorced, I got into other relationship. That's another conversation about dating while you have a kid.
Yes.
With special people.
Yes.
That's what I call them. Because you need to be a good representation for my child. You have to be a good role model. It's not only about me. So to me, I've been through all that. But I realized that because my best friend and I were the same age, we share a lot of similarities.
Mm-hmm.
But we realized there was nobody to guide us. Like if there was somebody to guide us, something that took me 5 years to get over, I could have got over in 6 months.
Yes.
That's why I believe in sisterhood. I believe in coaching. I believe in being authentic. Yeah. Stop the lie. Stop the cap. Like the young kid, like stop the cap.
Stop the cap.
Because we know you don't have it all together.
Yes.
If you see somebody, I'm gonna tell you it's a joke to me. When I see somebody that seems to have it all together, I'm like, oh, she's smoking. Oh, she's smoking. She's drinking something, and one of these days is gonna come out because I don't care how good you have it, you don't have it all together. I always tell people that. Hey, I can teach you what I've been through. Mm-hmm. I cannot teach somebody that's at the same level as me.
Yeah.
Because we can share our experience, but that's why I talk to people that just started single mom. I can talk to you younger than me. I can tell you, don't do this, don't do that. I cannot tell you how to talk to your 17-year-old son per se, but I have siblings that are 21 and 22. Mm-hmm. I have it, you know what I mean? So I can give you certain advice, but I would tell people I don't have it. Listen, there are days that I wake up at work. What you gonna tell me? Oh, I always see her by the pool. But somebody has to pay for the house.
Yeah.
I have to know my priority.
Yeah.
I don't have any help. So on this day, I wake up and I make a video about me being broke. When I made that video, I was really broke, waiting on the IRS.
See, that's why I wanted to talk to you about this. And that's what I love. And people tell me that I shouldn't tell so much. And it's like, if you don't, people will live in this denial and try to work their way up to something that just gonna come. There's no foundation.
They're gonna start drinking,
exactly, smoking something and drinking something. And it's so unnecessary. And I'm so happy about your blog. And I want you to tell about how to follow you, your blog, and all of your womanhood things that you have going on.
So first thing first, what I want to tell you on the last comment you made, I share a lot, but at the same time, I don't share too much.
Exactly. It's a lot people don't know.
That's the thing. Everything I share is because I want you to know.
Yes.
So no, don't worry about me.
Yeah.
I share the lesson. Mm-hmm. You can see I barely post picture of my son on social media. I share a lot, but I don't share too much. So that's what I mean. Mm-hmm. Do I ever post about my relationship status? Maybe I've been married. You don't know. Never. I share a lot, but I don't share too much. I share the lesson. And it's not because I'm living a double life. It's because I'm sharing what's useful to you. Yes. Even the Bible, do you think the Bible tells us, even the Bible said we couldn't tell you everything. We told you what was necessary to you. Mm-hmm. So that's the first thing. So don't listen to people, keep sharing, keep inspiring people. Now, I would tell people you can find me. If you like, you have to be a strong woman to follow me. because I had to start telling people that if you're comfortable in whatever situation, because I'm going to push you. Yes. I'm going to really make you think you can go to the moon. Yes. If you stay long enough with me, that raise that you need to ask your boss and you've been afraid to ask, just shoot me a DM. Tell me what you do. I'll tell you. I have so many jobs in my life.
Yeah.
I'll be like, this is what you said. This is what you said. This is what I said. Just make sure you have $1,000 so that it doesn't react. But to me is, I'm going to push you because there's more.
Yeah.
And no, by pushing you, I don't mean that you don't need a man. No. I need a man.
Yeah.
Emma needs a man.
Yeah.
Every time Emma has to do certain things, trust me, I'm like, I could use a husband like that.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not a feminist that's anti-men. I'm a feminist that, you know what, why you don't have a man, how do I have a better quality life?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have a man, how do I live a way that that man doesn't look down on me also?
Yeah.
So they can follow me on Instagram, Emma Poin Dujour. They can also, if I don't know if you're able to put it afterward, they can also follow me on my blog, Emma, www.emmapoindujour.com. And I encourage them to join the newsletter because what I share in the newsletter, I'll never post it because there are some people who would be very pissed that I'm dropping gems like that. Like, how do you tell somebody if you paid $55,000 a year, you are worth $200,000?
Yes.
How many boss are gonna be happy to hear you telling that to their employee, including my boss? So that's why it's for the little tribe, the little group.
Yeah.
So I encourage them to join the newsletter and follow me. I mean, to me, I don't always get it right.
Yeah.
I don't. And I don't want anybody to think I don't. Like I told you, it took me 13 years to realize that if you have a love language, then what makes you think your child doesn't have one? And you need to stop. So I don't, but the thing is, once I find it, I will share it.
Yes.
I'm a sharer. Because I want everybody to succeed. Because if we're all happy and succeeding, then there's no time for envy.
Exactly. And that's why I say following you, and I get me a little inspiration. I see your dances and your reels and all of that. And I could be having a bad day, but I got the message. We here. And I'm so happy that you took the time to talk to me today. And
Thank you so much as well.
Though. You helped me a lot. So I'm excited. We will talk again.
Yes.
We have to. It's just
maybe we should do something for Mother's Day about that love language thing.
Yeah. Oh yes, that will be good. Okay, we're gonna do that. I think that'll be good. But thank you so much, Emma.
Thank you for having me, my darling. You're beautiful. Gorgeous. You make me so proud. And I think that the beautiful thing about us is, I'm not saying our son that they don't need their dad, but we are pretty badass role model ourselves.
I agree. I agree. And on that note, that was the journey too. Thank you, Emma.
Thank you so much, my darling.
Bye.
Bye.